Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to Harmonic Current 12. This week, we're moving into the frequency of the Oracle of Purity. And when most people hear the words purity, they immediately think of perfection. Sometimes they think of just getting it right all the time. They think of being good enough. They think sometimes and somehow that removing all the parts of themselves that are messy, human, emotional, or imperfect, that it's not the purity I'm talking about, but true purity is alignment. Purity is when what lives inside of you matches what comes out of you. When what you believe, what you have integrated, what you feel, what you speak, and how you live are all moving in the same direction. And if we're being really honest, most of us have experienced periods where that simply isn't true. We know one thing and we say another. We feel one thing and we express another. We carry wisdom that never leaves our lips. Sometimes the silence speaks louder than words. Or sometimes we even speak before wisdom has fully matured within us. This Harmonic Current 12 is asking us to look at that. It's asking us to look deeper. One of the things that kept coming forward for me as I sat and contemplated with this current was the connection between the womb, the heart, and the voice. In human design, this hexagram 12 shows up, or gate 12 shows up in the throat center. The throat gets all the attention because that's where expression happens, right? But expression doesn't begin in the throat. It begins much deeper. Something is conceived within us, an idea, a truth, a knowing, a dream, a new way of being. It all begins in the womb. Then it rises to the heart where it is tested. Can I love this? Can I trust this? Can I nurture this? Can I support this? Can I speak this? Can I remain open to this? And eventually it reaches the throat, not as information, but as embodied wisdom. And that's where many of us get stuck. We want to speak before we've embodied. We want to teach before we've lived it. We want to share before we've integrated it. But what's actually being purified? I don't think this current is purifying the voice. I think it's purifying the space between the spoken word. The places where we've silenced ourselves, the places where we've compromised ourselves, the places where we've performed instead of expressed. The places where we've sought permission instead of trusting what we truly know. Because every single one of us has inherited conditioning around our voice. Who gets to speak? Who gets to lead? Who gets to be heard? Who gets to take up space? Who knows the truth? And many people listening to this have spent years swallowing their own truth, not because they didn't know their own truth, but because they didn't believe they had a right to express it. In the shadow of this Harmonic Current 12 in the Gene Keys, it's called the shadow of vanity. The shadow of this current shows up whenever we become more concerned about perception than truth. Will they like me? Will they agree with me? Will they understand me? Will I lose something if I speak? And suddenly our energy starts moving outward instead of listening to our own knowing. We're managing everyone else's response, and that's the trap. Because the moment we start living from perception rather than our own truth, we've left ourselves. In the gift here is discernment, knowing what's yours, knowing what's not. knowing when something is right, knowing when it's not, and knowing when to speak, knowing when silence carries more power than words. And not because you're afraid, but because wisdom understands timing. Wisdom understands the rhythm. And the oracle of purity, to me, this is not someone who has or can predict the future. The oracle of purity is someone whose life has become so aligned that truth can move through them without distortion. They don't need to convince people. They don't need to perform. They don't need to prove. They simply speak what they know, and they trust the people who are meant to hear it will hear it. The people that are meant to understand it will understand it. And so, as this harmonic current transits this week, I invite you to ask yourself, what truth have I been carrying that is ready to be spoken? Where am I still waiting for permission, even if that permission is from yourself? What wisdom has matured enough to leave your voice and enter the world? And what would happen if I trusted my own voice? Not because anyone else validates that voice, but because I know it's true. Because you know it's true. Thank you for joining me for this Harmonic Current 12. If this message resonates with you and you're looking for a place where your own wisdom can be cultivated and witnessed and strengthened, I invite you to come closer into the sanctuary for your soul. I have a members portal, and July the 1st will be opening an inner sanctum where we will be walking the womb, a place where we stop looking outside of ourselves for our own authority and begin honoring the wisdom already living inside. Until next time, I am Marva, and this has been Harmonic Current 12, the Oracle of Purity.